If we take a look back at history, we will see numerous influential figures who have shaped the world as we know it today. Individuals, groups, and nations have contributed to the perfect storm that has molded our world. Some prominent names that come to mind are the likes of great civilizations, like Rome or China, but also include great people like Genghis Khan, Martin Luther, Muhammad, Alexander the Great, Constantine, George Washington, and Napoleon, among many, many others. However, one individual stands out as having made the most significant impact on the world shape as we know it today: Jesus Christ. Today, Christianity boasts over 2 billion followers worldwide, and its influence permeates various aspects of society, including government, warfare, laws, borders, and individuals' daily lives. If you think about it, the commonly used term bless you even came from Christianity. Europe, shaped by Christianity for millennia, although not always in a Christian way, has played a defining role in politics and trade. Ever since the age of colonialism and still to this day, Western Christian nations hold the vast majority of power and wealth in the world. Even in international politics, Christianity continues to have an impact. The Christian influenced Constitution of the United States has established one of the most robust and influential nations globally, with many other countries adopting similar systems. Many biblical teachings and influences can be seen in larger national and international documents and organizations. How did Jesus gain so much traction in the ancient world, and how does his life still affect us today? First, we'll take a look at his teachings, which would have been considered very odd or outright wrong for the time. For example, a direct quote from Jesus states, "But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, and do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you." Jesus also states, "Give to the one who asks you, and whoever shall compel thee to go a mile, go with him twain." Jesus' idea of revenge is that showing kindness will resolve almost any issue and is the right thing to do, regardless of the outcome. Another action Jesus took that caused him to gain traction later was that he didn't promote himself ever. He went out of his way to keep other people from promoting him too. There are several biblical examples of this, like Jesus slipping away into the hill after performing miracles, such as in the event of feeding 5,000 people with 5 loaves and 5 fish. But how did he change history? Even if we do not include Jesus' miracles, his teachings and his death gained him much popularity. These early Christians began calling Jesus a god, and were spread throughout the Roman Empire, which controlled Israel at the time, spreading Christ's teachings among the people. Eventually, in the 3rd century, a Roman emperor would convert to Christianity, which was already a large minority in the empire at the time. This started waves of mass conversions, leading to it to dominate Europe for the rest of its history, even spreading to nations like Russia when Peter the Great began to westernize. This westernization of Russia included converting to Christianity and receiving help from Christian Byzantium with the creation of their writing system, known today as Cyrillic, and is estimated to be used by about 250 million people today. In Europe, early Christianity began to dominate politics, leading to crusades and other religious events that shaped culture in many nations, along with borders and politics. One of these states was the Crusader state in the Baltics controlled by the Teutonic Knights. After a wild series of events, the province of Brandenburg and Baltic Teutonic Knights would end up controlled by one family, the Hohenzollerns, giving them more power, and eventually, after much land grabbing and wars, they formed the state of Prussia and ended up uniting Germany. This unified Germany would later impact modern history, most notably in the First and Second World Wars. From the teachings of one man came the world we know today. His teachings would later end up indirectly influencing nations and policies, which came to define the borders we know today, the history of our world, as well as the languages we speak, what we write, and how people live their lives, even if they themselves are not Christian.